Hey everyone, welcome. It was the end of last year when I upgraded the wheels on my trusty Trek multi-use bike. At that time I had the Elitewheels Marvel G36 newly introduced, and you can see that full video on my YouTube channel. Now fast forward to 2025, when maybe in time for Sea Otter Classic, maybe because they are celebrating 10 years of existence, and Elitewheels have launched this. The Drive G36. This is supposed to be the upgraded, better version of the Marvel G36. Let's take a look at them and see what they're about. And as you would expect, the details of the wheel set would be printed here on a side. This is the Drive G36 wheel set, the decals, the type of finish you have for the rims, and obviously the disc brakes and the axles. These are through axles. These wheels are made in China, whatever tariffs that might incur in your region. And the black box usually shows you that you have the more expensive, the Drive wheels that are nicely packed inside. As many of you know, I've been using Elitewheels for quite a while, and right next to the wheels inside the box, you're gonna get these leaflets, quality control report. Second one is warranty, and the third one would be a product manual. I don't think anybody will need that one. Warranty for the wheels is 3 years from the date you receive them. That's only if you buy them from their site, and remember, I have discount codes as usual, or if you buy from their authorized dealers. And before I give you the details of each wheel and compare them to the Marvel, did you know that Elitewheels sponsors GCN, the huge media conglomerate, and they started after 2010 when I started my YouTube channel. So if you find this kind of information useful, why don't you subscribe to LoveMTB for a lot more of these details of the gear that we love to ride. Back to the regular programming, you have Elite branding on the new hubs for these wheels, and you see the Drive all over the rim in 3 spots, just like we had Elite on the Marvel wheels before. And right off the bat, I can tell you that these look absolutely beautiful. They do come with that marble finish for the rims. Besides the looks, these rims are new. They do come pre-taped, as you can see. You have quality control right there under the tape, and you do have a tubeless valve already installed with that cap that I have seen before on the mountain biking wheels that allows you to tighten the core. The name G36 comes from gravel 36, 36 being the height here of the rim, and that's what it is. Externally, this is 31 millimeters, and internally, this is a hefty 25 millimeters. So you can install tires from 30 to 50 millimeters, something like this that I have on my gravel bike. The 38 would fit just fine. Look at the nice wheel profile that you get with those Marvel G36s that again have 25 millimeter internal ID rim. Now, one of the key points of the redesign is definitely the rim. And these rims look as if they have a hook, but is not as pronounced. Elitewheels says that it provides the best of both worlds, just holding on to that tire when the pressures are lower. And here that front wheel that, just like with the Marvel, comes with the center lock disc interface. I mentioned the Elitewheels branding on the new hubs. This uses CX-Ray, so bladed spokes, just like the Marvel option. And yes, they are made by Sapim. They still have the sticker here, and it is a sticker. You can actually remove this if you don't like it. This is what's called a golden decal. It's gonna look very nicely on the bike that I'm putting these on. More about that later. This wheel has no more, no less than 21 spokes. And you can see 7 spokes in a radial arrangement here on the drive side. And on this side, you're gonna have 2 cross straight pull combination. Marvel G36 uses different hubs, but the radial arrangement still exists here, but there's 10 spokes, central lock as well, and yes, these are again the cheaper version of the drive wheels we're talking about right now. Now the rear wheel, this has a very interesting spoke combination as well, and that is because you do not have radial spoke patterns here in the back. You have a 2 cross, but you only have 8 spokes on one side, and you have 16 spokes here on the drive side. Now, obviously, this is not something that we see every day, but think about the fact that these wheels are UCI certified. They are used at the highest level of competition. So obviously, these guys know what they're doing. I mentioned that the rear hub is new as well. And if you're wondering about the noise that this makes, now, if this sounds like a ratchet hub, that is because it is a ratchet hub. And this is the 4-pause free hub that's used by the Marvel in the rear hub. And as opposed to that, the new hubs use what looks to be just a standard ratchet free hub. However, the magic or the newness of these doesn't come from the free hub itself. That looks again very similar to a standard ratchet free hub, but if you look here at the ratchet mechanism, they used what's called the Kinetic, the angled high engagement rings. End result is higher engagement, and they talk about lower drag, and I do know there are hubs for being low drag from mountain biking and the Marvel. So these should be at least as good as those, with the benefit again of the high engagement. So new design for the rims, interesting wheel construction, new hubs, but one of the things they are mentioning is also weight saving for these wheels. So the rear wheel with HG free hub, remember I have the valves and the tape installed, 736 grams. The front wheel ready to go again comes up to 628 grams. And that brings the wheel set to 1,365 grams, which is pretty impressive and about 100 grams lighter than the Marvel G36 that again I reviewed on my channel last year. Weather is definitely getting nicer and we're gonna get to try these wheels. I don't expect them to be bad at all. Definitely having the experience of the Marvel wheels that I used since last fall. But what do you guys think about these new G36 gravel wheels? Do you like the new construction? What do you think about these new ratchet hubs with that angled ratchet mechanism? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And until next time, hope to see you guys on the trails. Cheers, guys. Cheers.